I'm going first this time. My name is Isaac Applegate.
I'm Noah Wilburn.
This is...
I am my creative.
Stole my line.
Today is the 5th of April. Yesterday was Easter.
Second quarter.
Dun, dun.
Dun! Let's go.
How was your Easter? Did you do anything?
Yeah. I was with a lot of family. We played volleyball. That was really fun. Because like my whole family is very competitive. And so we had some friends there too. So it was a lot of fun. We had a blast.
Are you a setter? Server?
You know, honestly, I was kind of killing the what do you call it? The person who kind of like sets everybody.
This
Is that what it? So anyways, how was your Easter?
is good. Got lunch with the fam and watched King Kong versus Godzilla.
I've been hearing a lot of great reviews about that movie.
It's a great monster movie.
Is it? Okay. Good. Let's take a look.
So the topic of this Am I Creative is going to be respect. So do you think respect is something that's earned or something that should be given by default?
Ooh, that's
a great question. All right, so I think it depends on the circumstance. Actually, you know what? I think respect should be default. I think everybody should just respect each other. That's my answer. That's my final answer. After talking through it, that's my final answer.
You heard it here live.
Yeah.
I think there's levels to it, if that makes sense. Some of it, when it comes to authority, you respect the office, I do believe. Because that person has either had to gain the vote of people or has had to work to a certain amount in order to get to where they are. So there's a level of respect that can come with the office that they hold. However, you can respect or you can either gain respect or lose respect for the actual person within that role. And that depends on how they operate and function within that role. So you have that. And I think as human beings, there is a level of respect and common decency that everybody should have for one another.
Yeah.
And then again, the people that are in your life or come into your life, you can decide how much time you're giving them, and your respect can grow for that person or it can diminish based on the value or what they add to your life or what they subtract from other people's lives or your life. So I think there's some foundational, but then it goes deeper. It's not just respect that's not just a blanket, but there's levels. There's levels to it.
Yeah, that's a great example.
It's a very convoluted way of saying that, but
yeah.
There's levels to it.
I know, I agree.
What is the importance of respect in the workplace?
So if nobody respected the person in charge or the team leader or whatever it might be, if nobody respected each other, then nothing would get done. The reason why it's important is just for one, as a human, again, that foundational level, but then two, it's just efficiency and getting things done.
Yeah, I mean, if your team members don't respect each other or respect authority, nothing gets done because you're always at enmity, strife with each other.
Yeah,
so
animosity.
There has to be a mutual level of, and that's up to you. If you're in charge of the business, you need to let that know that's part of your culture. If you're a part of a team, then you need to realize that that's your role to play in that. But then again, somebody joins the team or somebody has been there for a while. There's always that evaluation that's going on, and so that's when you can decide who's meeting that requirement, who's not, who's respecting.
Or even partner to partner.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always, so you have to have respect in order to get things done, but then that doesn't stop evaluation from happening. So, and I believe that if you really respect what you're building, you respect your team, then you evaluate. If you don't, then you're not really respecting.
That's why we have the one-on-ones.
So,
do you believe that there is respect among the workplace here at I Am Creative?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Respect. Yeah. Do you have something different? What?
You know that song R.E.S.P.C.T.?
No.
I know it.
I don't know it.
Okay.
Am I missing something?
My respect for you is diminishing.
Well, yeah, I think there's respect. I think there's respect here.
Yeah, I believe so. It's something that I want to strive to continue to grow. Again, it's not just something that happens. But
I think it's a little harder too because we're all very close in age, and so it can be a little difficult because we'll make jokes and we'll disrespect each other, in my opinion at least. But it's all love and everything. But I think as we continue to grow, I think the level of respect will grow as well, you know.
What do you think, Nate? You're part of I'm Creative.
Yeah, I think there is. I think, well, because, I mean, you mentioned, like, how you're ragging on people, but that's what you do with, like your boys, and you always respect your boys, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
You always rag on them like that. And it takes a certain level of respect in order to be able to do that.
That's true.
Because it's not coming out of a place of actual insult.
No, not
It's
at all.
coming
Out of love, honestly. That's just how that's, at least for me, that's how I show. I'm very sarcastic. So like, that's usually, if I'm very openly sarcastic with you, then like, that means that I think that we're on a level to where I can do that, you know?
Have you ever been in a position or a field where you were not respected?
Yes.
Can you tell me about
100%. Oh my God. Man, I can go back to my bouncing days. I can go back to the moving days. Go back to the Best Buy days. Here, I mean, like I've had situations where I've encountered people. So actually had a situation. I've had a couple situations where people ask me like what I do. So I tell them about this, and I get a lot of like, oh, you know, did your daddy help you? You know, did your daddy help you start the business? You know, and for me that's really, really disrespectful because of one, you're assuming something. You know, you're not asking the questions. You're not asking a question based off of you actually caring about like, how everything started. You're more so asking because it's a underlying insult, because you're implying that things are just given from where I'm from, which I can understand why people think that, because from the outside it does look like everything is great and everybody, we're very successful, this and that and whatever, but realistically that's not how I was raised at all. And in the beginning, what people don't know is where we came from. So that in my mind, that's where I've been disrespected a lot as far as life goes.
I mean, yeah, I can think of a couple scenarios where I lost respect for my team members when I was working for a specific company. And it was something that I had no idea what happened, still don't really know what happened. And so sometimes that can create tension, when you're trying to get work done every single day and that person is literally at odds with you. The best thing I would say in those scenarios is to try to make amends. Even if you don't know what happened, approach them and say, hey, what's going on? And it'll happen you'll get to 1-2 responses. They'll either tell you or they'll ignore you and tell you to buzz off. And the best thing you can do is just do your job and do your part. And either one, they'll eventually come around, or you end up, leaving someday and nothing ever happened. But, your responsibility is to at least try to, if they've questioned your respect, to then try to earn their respect by simply saying, hey, what did I do wrong? And if they don't want to talk about it, then just continue to do your job. And so to the best of your ability. You can't let somebody losing respect for you in that way, you can't let that actually affect your day-to-day task. There's a greater goal in mind. And so, yeah, that's how it would do.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So like even when in those moments when I felt disrespected, I would never ever clap back with like something else that's equally as disrespectful. I'd always be extremely respectful and be like, no, that's not what happened. Let me tell you the story, because at the end of the day, people are gonna talk junk about you and be disrespectful and all this stuff. So the way as somebody that is put in that position, the way that you handle it is not by fighting fire with fire. It's by being the better person. And whether the person realizes what they're doing or not, that's not your concern. The only thing you should worry about is something that you can't control, which is how you respond. And so just as an encouragement to everybody, make sure your response in the moment of disrespect is respectful. So, and with love, because that's how you win. So that was probably the cheesiest thing I've said all day. But
is it worth trying to earn respect from somebody who doesn't respect you?
No, I don't think it's worth trying to get somebody to do something at all. Like, because like at the end of the day, you can't control what that person thinks about you. the only thing you can do is, again, like I was just saying earlier, is just be respectful and be kind. I think the only way to get somebody to do that is by just doing you, and just being who you are. And whether they respond to that or not it's not up to you. So I don't.
Yes and no. Vocab of the word today is levels. Like, in the situation that I had, apparently pissed somebody off. So you try to make amends so that you can actually keep the function, the work functioning. But beyond that, I'm not trying to be buddy with them. I'm not trying to, hey, what are you doing late? I'm not just. There's literally something that I have to get done, and so if that's going to cause problems, I try to duct tape it to where we can at least get it done. If it's your boss that for some reason doesn't respect you, you do not kiss their butt, you do not blah blah blah, but you do your job and you do it well. So there's boundaries that you have to set. If there's things that need to be done or things that are required of you, then you do those things. And you're always going to have people that respect you and disrespect you, and that you'll always have haters, you'll always have people that are cheering for you. So as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do and stay in your lane, do that. But don't go chasing after people because you feel like, oh, if I could just get this person to like me, then everything would be better, or this part of my life would be better, or maybe it's just not worth it. No. So you don't need to chase somebody's respect. Do what you're supposed to do it well, and
I mean, if you wrong somebody, apologize, like 100%. Like I hope 100%. What I said just now, it doesn't exclude that, but also let your actions speak louder than your words. So,
So the final question for today: how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could?
I was
chuck
like,
wood.
I was really wondering. I was like, where are all the funny questions at? And then here it is. Isn't the answer 0? Because of woodchuck chuck.
Is there an actual answer to this?
Well, if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah, exactly. So the answer is 0. Because a woodchuck can chuck wood.
No, I think.
But that's not the question. Is how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
If he could, how much could he? How much? I think he could do 2 trees worth within like a day.
So a woodchuck could chuck 2 trees worth of wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
In a day, yes.
In a day.
You lost me at wood.
Which one?
The beginning.
Okay.
How much wood? No. I'm gone.
Thank you for joining on.
Thanks for joining.
This is very exciting, philosophically deep.
Yeah, it was pretty deep.
Solve more of those problems.
In our next episode, stay tuned to figure out, would Batman win or Iron Man win?
I asked that question last week.
Yeah, we talked about that.
It's the first thing that popped in my head. Damn it.
Spoiler, I think we agreed on Iron Man, wasn't it?
No, Batman.
Batman? I thought Iron Man.
I think we disagreed on that one.
Gotcha.
We out.